Imagine looking Elvis Presley's teen dead in the eye and saying no to the king of rock and roll at the absolute height of his fame. It sounds like career suicide, a mistake that would haunt any songwriter for the rest of their days, but for Dolly Parton, it was the exact moment she cemented her status as one of the sharpest, most fearless minds in the history of the music business. Back in the 1970s, Elvis Presley was an unstoppable cultural force, and when he decided he wanted to record a song, it was considered an automatic ticket to millions of dollars and instant legendary status. So, when Elvis heard a beautiful, bittersweet country song called I Will Always Love You, he fell absolutely in love with it. He wanted to record his own version, and Dolly Parton was initially thrilled beyond words. She was a rising star, but having the king sing her words was a dream come true. She spent the night before the scheduled recording session telling everyone she knew, utterly ecstatic that Elvis was about to breathe new life into her creation. But then, the telephone rang, and everything changed in an instant. On the other end of the line was Colonel Tom Parker, Elvis's notoriously ruthless manager. Parker didn't care about the emotional depth of the music, he cared about the money and the power. He casually informed Dolly that it was standard procedure for Elvis to take at least half of the publishing rights to any song he recorded. It was a take-it-or-leave-it offer, a corporate bully tactic that had worked on countless songwriters before her. They usually bowed down, terrified of losing the opportunity of a lifetime. But Dolly Parton was different. She looked past the immediate glamour of an Elvis Presley hit and saw the long-term value of her own intellect and art. She knew that once you give away your publishing rights, you are giving away the very soul of your work, and the money that should feed your family for generations. With a heavy heart and tears in her eyes, she told Colonel Tom Parker that she just couldn't do it. She kept her song, and Elvis never recorded it. It was a crushing disappointment at the time, and people around her thought she had lost her mind. How could a country girl from the Smoky Mountains reject the king? What they didn't realize was that Dolly was playing the long game. She had an unshakable faith in her music, and that single act of defiance set a precedent for artists taking control of their own destinies. For years, the song remained a cherished piece of her own catalog, but the true brilliance of her refusal wouldn't be fully revealed until 2 decades later. In the early 90s, a global superstar named Whitney Houston was preparing to star in a massive Hollywood movie called The Bodyguard. The film needed a powerful, emotional centerpiece for its soundtrack. Originally, they planned to use a different song, but when that fell through, actor Kevin Costner suggested a brilliant alternative. He brought Dolly Parton's original, understated country version of I Will Always Love You to Whitney Houston. The moment Whitney heard it, she knew she could transform it into something spectacular. Because Dolly had possessed the incredible foresight to retain 100% of her publishing rights all those years ago, she had total control over allowing Whitney to use it. When Whitney's version dropped, it didn't just become a hit, it became an unprecedented global phenomenon. Whitney's soaring, operatic vocals turned the song into one of the best-selling singles of all time, dominating the charts worldwide and staying at #1 for a record-breaking 14 weeks. The money flooded in like a tidal wave. Every single time that song played on the radio, every time a copy of the soundtrack was sold, and every time the movie broadcasted anywhere on Earth, Dolly Parton made a fortune. She famously joked that she made enough money from Whitney's version to buy Elvis's famous Graceland mansion several times over. If she had given in to the demands of Elvis's manager back in the 70s, half of those astronomical royalties would have gone straight into someone else's pockets. By standing her ground against the most powerful men in the industry, Dolly proved that treating your art as a business is not cynical, it is essential for survival. She showed the world that a songwriter's work has immense, enduring value, and that you should never let anyone intimidate you into downsizing your worth. Her legendary no turned into the smartest business move in music history, a masterclass in self-belief and corporate strategy that inspires artists to this very day. It makes you wonder how many other timeless classics were signed away for a fraction of their value because an artist was too afraid to speak up. Dolly Parton's legacy is defined by her incredible voice, her brilliant songwriting, and her warm personality, but her fierce independence as a businesswoman is what truly makes her an icon. If you found this story of courage and brilliant business strategy inspiring, make sure to subscribe to the channel, Leave a like on this video, and drop a comment below sharing your thoughts on Dolly's legendary decision. Would you have had the courage to say no to Elvis Presley? Let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next video.